When you hear of an action that you didn't know or you forgot, or even a reminder, if you know, no matter how much knowledge you have, we forget. And it could be a reminder of from a person that is less than you in knowledge. Don't have that arrogance in your heart that how could I do it because he reminded me. Nah. If it's a sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, then Umar radiallahu anhu said, when I just can't remember the Sahabi now, the companion ran out of my mind. So the Sahabi came to Umar radiallahu anhu and he was knocking on the door 3 times. And after the 3rd time he left. So Umar radiallahu anhu opened the door and he saw him walking. So he said to him, he said, why did you leave? He said, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, hadith I heard from Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. He said, what is the hadith? He said, if you knock 3 times and a person does not open, then you should leave. This is a sunnah today that is forgotten with the phone. Yeah? You have a friend, mashallah, if you guys like, I don't know if you're like me or not. I have a person, mashallah, they could call 20,000 times. They don't give up till you answer. Even if you text them back, you're like, I'm at the hospital. It doesn't matter. I need you to answer right now. Like, and Rasulullah said, you knock 3 times. So you call 3 times. We would analogy would say you called 3 times, not 3 rings. The phone rings 3 times. We will say you call 3 times maximum. If a person doesn't answer, respect that. Nobody does that today. They keep calling you till you, even if you're dead, they want you alive back from your grave to answer the phone, then die again. Like they don't care. That's how people think. And they don't respect your time because who cares what you have in life? That's your problem. When I call you, you have to answer. That's at least with me. This happens. This is the default. Okay, here you go.
What's up?
I should answer now, or after the 3rd time. No, after the 3rd time. Let's just wait. Let's see how many calls we're gonna get today. That's a good practice. It depends. No, if it's your wife if it's your wife, you have to answer regardless. Huh? Right away before she calls. Or if it's your mom, then may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless your mothers if they're still alive and have mercy upon our mothers who passed away. Allahumma ameen. Nothing is more important. Even in Salat Sunnah, if your mother called, you answer her over the Sunnah. And remember the hadith of Jurayj is very beautiful hadith. This was the case. If I'm in a class or a lecture, except Jum'ah maybe, I wouldn't mind stopping the lecture and answering my mom. Other than that, you could delay for a call or 2, but they won't stop. Anyway, why did we get into the phone? What were we saying? 3 knocks. Okay, khalas. Let's knock it down with the 3 knocks, inshallah. So Umar radiallahu anhu, he said to him, قال أسمعته, you heard it from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam? He said, Wallahi, I heard it from Rasulullah. So Umar said, you bring me a witness that you heard it from Rasulullah, or I am beating you up at the masjid in front of everybody. So he ran to the masjid and he ran to the Ansar and he said, Salaam alaikum. Any of you have heard the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ that you knock 3 times? If no one answered, then you leave because Umar is waiting for me. If I don't bring him evidence, I'm dead today. So they said, Wallahi, we all heard it and we'll send the youngest among us. And they sent Abu Sa'id al-Khudri radiallahu anhu with him to Umar ibn Khattab. So as soon as Umar learned that, he said, Qala subhanallah, everyone is more knowledgeable than you, Umar. There's so much that you need to learn and act upon. Who's saying this? Umar. Umar narrated half of the Sunnah. Umar is someone who followed the steps of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam like no one else. But these people, when they heard something, they don't just pass it over their heads and say, oh, I heard a beautiful hadith today. Good to know. No. They ask themselves, when they memorize the Quran, I know some of us here memorize the Quran and you guys are huffaz. Great. Do you know that some of the companions couldn't finish the Quran? Do you know that some of the companions finished Surah Al-Baqarah in 13 years? Not because they were slow in memorization and we're smarter. Nope, not at all. Not at all. They had better memory, less distraction than what we have today. This thing right here is the biggest distraction in our life. For them, they were just in the middle of the desert, have nothing to do. They heard their sheep and they memorized, khalas, have a nice day, done. But why didn't they memorize as fast? Because he said, Wallahi, كنا نحفظ 10 آيات. We used to memorize 10 verses of the Quran. فلا نتجاوزها. We would not pass to the next 10 verses till we make sure that we understand the 10 verses we have. We act upon the actions. We stay away from what forbids. We try to understand and imitate. We try to see what Allah wants from us here. We try to see if we fulfill it or not. Then we finish those 10, we move on to the next 10. Today, we could finish the entire Quran in one night and we're so happy. Then what is left in our heart from that Quran is what? See, this is the problem. The Quran has examples. The Quran has signs. The Quran has teaching. The Quran has rules. The Quran has obligations. The Quran has prohibition. The Quran has commands. How much have we done from all of that? We read it. We heard it. We prayed Taraweeh with imams who have nice voices. We read the Quran in Ramadan and other than Ramadan. We heard lectures and khutab. We have 3 khutab in some masajid sometime. We have so many things. We have lectures every week. We have YouTube. We have heard thousands and thousands of hours of lectures and classes. The point is, not all of that. How much of that is in our life today? That's the question we want to take out of this conference. How much of that conference today, from the talk that we will hear, from the classes that will be given, from the mashayikh and the ulama and the scholars who are here, how much of that am I taking home, inshallah, to practice, to put into effort, to make it into actions, inshallah, to help others with it, to advise people of it, to teach others, and also benefit myself. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make this gathering as beneficial for us in this dunya and akhirah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our gathering and elevate our ranks in dunya and jannah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make everything that we hear, we benefit from it, inshallah, and we put it into actions. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept our actions, even though they are little, and to accept and to forgive our shortcomings. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive our sins and elevate our ranks in dunya and akhirah. Sallallahu sallam wa baraka nabiyina Muhammad. Alhamdulillah.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. We can have 10 minutes of Q&A, inshallah. Any questions, we can start off.
So
does this knowledge which you said, does it apply to natural sciences like medicine and engineering or any other field except the Islamic knowledge, especially in terms of sincerity and application? Because when you learn Islamic knowledge, it's not for gaining something material, but when you become a doctor or want to become a doctor, so you do it for some different reasons.
Every knowledge that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends upon us to learn comes from Allah. وَيُعَلِّمُكُم مَا لَمْ تَكُونُوا تَعْلَمُونَ. Allah teaches you what you didn't know. Every action, mainly in the ahadith and the ayat, is talking about Islamic knowledge, that's for sure. But does that include other sciences? Yes. And the best of action that our scholars used to act upon in their life is purifying their intention with anything that they're seeking in life. Today, we go to the gym to work out, to build muscles. Good. Leave off the haram on the side for now. I'm not saying go to the gym or not go to the gym, okay? I'm just giving an example, all right? Now, there is a person who goes to the gym to work out, to build muscles, and to take selfies in front of the mirror to show it on Facebook. There's another person who goes to the gym to build muscles, to become strong, so he could be a better Muslim and a better fit as Muslim. Inshallah, one day he could use that for a benefit. Both are doing the same exact actions and they're building the same muscles. One is getting reward, one is getting nothing except muscles. Okay? Now, same thing. A person wants to become a doctor to make more money. He will make more money if Allah wills, because if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decree that he doesn't give money, he's not going to make money. But if Allah wills, another person becomes a doctor so he could become a benefit for himself and others. Allah will give him what he wished for and will give him money. So now both doctors are equal financially, but one gets reward, one gets nothing. So that it all has to do with your intention. You're doing the action for what? I know of a person in Florida, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy on him if he's still alive or dead. This person, he told me when he was young and his father sent him here, he was from Pakistan. He said when his father, they lived in a very poor village in Pakistan, I just remember the name. He said, when I came here, my only intention was to become a doctor all my life so I could go back to my village and build a hospital for the poor people that I witnessed with my own eyes and my family struggle with. This was all my life. He said, Wallahi, Sheikh, when I did that, he's a well-known surgeon, mashallah. He has 2 hospitals now in Pakistan. He says one is completely free for the poor, and one he built it for like a financial step. He said whatever we spend on the poor hospital, we make 3 times on the other hospital by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as well. So that covers that. And he said, Wallahi, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given me more than what I could ever imagine in my life. He's a doctor here. He comes for 6 months. He goes there for 6 months. MashaAllah, I saw his house. He lives in like in a mansion, mashallah, beautiful cars and house and children. And all his children are huffaz of the Quran, subhanallah. Very beautiful family. And he said all of this started from this place. My father used to tell me, if you're wanting to become a doctor, that people will say he's a doctor, then go on your own. If you want to become a doctor to help your Muslim brothers and sisters by being a doctor, then do so, and I'm supporting you to the last minute. He said, I'm doing this for Allah. Look what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given me. That's the case. Everything you could turn into intention. You eat for what? Anybody? Why do you eat? To live. To have a good food. Good health. Okay. Okay, so you're doing it all for yourself. You will get what you ask for. Now, one person will come and say, I am eating for better health, to live, but I am helping myself with that food to strengthen my body so I could perform more ibadah and become a better Muslim. Now, this person is getting reward for eating, you're getting food for eating. Big difference. You got the food that he got, same taste and same waste. Okay? But he got the reward of the food, you got nothing out of it. So it all has to do with your intention. So turning your actions, even the little action, into the intention. That's what the Salaf used to say. Ibn Rajab rahimahullah ta'ala used to say, what's the statement? The best business that the Salaf had, that they were turning their little actions with a minor intention into greater actions. Today we're destroying our big actions with bad intentions. You just have to play with the intention, twist it, direct it to Allah first, and then for whatever you want for. Then Allah will give you both, inshallah.
Okay. So we have another question. The question is, how do you teach others if they are your family and they are sensitive and it may cause a rift or argument between family?
Number one, you have to purify the intention that you're teaching them for Allah, not for yourself. Because if you're teaching them to show that you are better than them, they would never accept your advice. Anybody, if you're teaching any person with in your heart feeling that you're better and you want to show off and you want to prove to him that you know and he doesn't, they would reject the advice. That's one. Two, use what Allah said. Ud'u ila sabili rabbika bil hikmati wal maw'izati al hasana. Two things, two factors to da'wah. Nothing goes out of these two in da'wah in general. Leave off the lectures about da'wah and going out and giving da'wah. Allah made it in one ayah, very word. Wisdom, call others to Allah with what? Wisdom and a good advice. No, he didn't say maw'izah. If he just said an advice, because advice could be both, good or bad. You could go to someone and say, hey, listen, you're going to hellfire if you don't pray. He's like, okay, thank you. You could go to someone and be like, Allah cares so much for you. You know how much I love you, and I don't want you to be among those who are going, in the day of judgment. Rasulullah said, like, if he feels that you care, you care about people to get them to Jannah, or do you care to throw them off in hellfire? They have to feel one of the two. By the way, both are the same result. When you tell someone, pray so you could go to Jannah, it is the same as saying, pray so you don't go to hellfire. But Jannah sounds better. So hikmah is to say the right thing to the right person at the right time. Hikmah is what? Say the right thing to the right person at the right time. I always told you the story of Abdullah. Do you remember him on the palm tree? Yeah? No? There is a guy, a figure, yani, Abdullah. He was on a palm tree collecting dates. That's his job. So this person came at Dhuhr time, crossing by. He saw him working. So he screamed out at him. He called him the F word, the N word, the B word, whatever word you could call it, okay? And he told him, get down the salah. This is the prayer time. May Allah destroy you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put you in hellfire, deep in hellfire with the hypocrites. You're missing the salah. You're a donkey. So the guy on the top of the tree said, oh, you calling me that? Wallahi, I'm coming down to you. If you're a man, wait. By the time he came down, our brother went where? On a speed of 120. Okay, to the masjid, because he's afraid he's going to get in a fight. At Asr time, the same person walking by, he saw the same person on the top of the tree still working. So he decided in his heart, you know what? I should come down. Let me shift it. Let me just change it. So he came closer. He said, oh, brother, I know you're working hard for you and your family. May Allah help you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you. I know you got so busy. Maybe you did not hear the adhan, but the Asr adhan is called and they're going to pray very soon. If you could make it, Bismillah. And if not, then may Allah help you, inshallah. Jazakallah khair. He's moving. So the guy said, hey, okay, just wait for me. He came down and they're walking together to the masjid. The guy on the tree said to the guy next to him, he said, Jazakallah khair for advising me. Wallahi, I didn't hear the adhan. I almost missed the salah. There was a guy at Dhuhr time, man. Wallahi, if I see him again, I am going to beat him up to a point that you can't imagine what I'm going to do to him. Wallahi, this guy, I just wish to see him in life. But thank you, my brother, for doing that too. He's like, okay, no problem, inshallah. Now, what happened between the same person, talking to the same person? What changed here? The wisdom, the hikmah, how he used his wordings, how he advised him, how he cared for him, that he made him feel that he does care. If your family feels that you care, they'll follow. And also, it doesn't mean that every time you call someone to something, they will do it. You have to do your part. Don't give up on them, okay? Don't make them feel that you're better. Try your best till the last moment. Nuh alayhi salam, he called his son, his own son. When he was drowning, khalas, there is no hope. He still called him to Allah. He didn't say, khalas, he's dying, leave him out. No, till the last moment. قال يا بني اركب معنا. He said, come with us on the ship. And he said, سآوي إلى جبل يعصمني من الماء. I'll just climb on a mountain. It will save me. Nuh alayhi salam didn't say, khalas, now it's over. It is never over. A person's heart could change in seconds. Wallahi, a person's heart could change in seconds if they feel that you do care about them. So if you feel that your family are going to reject you and they're not listening for whatever reason, seek help from someone else. Pass on the advice through somebody else. Give them something to listen to. You know, a recording of someone. Switch your means and your method of da'wah and advice to get people's heart controlled, and know that Allah is the one who's capable of changing the hearts. Wallahu a'lam.